Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to TTVNews with some last events in our province, and here are our top story today. The National Assembly deputies of the province had a meeting with voters who are leaders, officials and employees of provincial departments and agencies. The Steering Committee for Building New Style Rural Areas in Hoa Thanh District supervised the progress of new style rural construction in Trường Hoa Commune. And the last top story is the Board of Budget and Economic of the People's Council had just had a meeting with Departments of Planning and Investment. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of October the 1st of 2019, at the meeting held of the Department of Education and Training Department, Taynan Province, the National Assembly Deputy of Taynan Province had a meeting with over 200 voters who are leaders, officials and employees of provincial departments, agencies, unions and forces, business and workers before the plenary meeting of the 14th National Assembly. The National Assembly deputies of Taynan Province included Mr. Nguyễn Văn Nên, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, Chief of the Central Party Committee, Colonel Hoàng Đình Trung, Deputy Head of Politics of Military Region No. 7, Mr. Huỳnh Thanh Phương, Member of Provincial Party Committee, Deputy Head of the Delegation in charge of the National Assembly Delegation of Taynan Province, and Mr. Trịnh Ngọc Phương, Member of Provincial Party Committee, Secretary of Tân Biên District Party Committee, and had a meeting with over 200 voters who are leaders, officials of departments and agencies, unions and armed forces, business and workers before the plenary meeting of the 14th National Assembly. At the meeting, the voters heard and comprehended the tentative content of the meeting of the 14th National Assembly, the reports of answers from numbers of ministries, central agencies and localities with the voters' opinion and recommendation in the previous contact. Accordingly, it is expected that the 8th plenary meeting of the 14th National Assembly is expected to open on October the 21st and last for 1 month, during which the members of Parliament will adopt 11 laws and discuss another 8 laws. The meeting also considers and decides on socio-economic issues and state budgets, the overall projects on socio-economic development, investments in ethnic minorities and mountainous areas and the areas with exceptionally difficult conditions. At the meeting, the voters raised their opinions about the issues that need clear documents in the articles of anti-corruption law and the criminal law, proposing the agencies to strengthen the supervision of the implementation of public services and public investment process. In addition, voters also wondered about some issues in the fields of education, such as academic book programs and training swimming skills for pupils to prevent drowning. Mr. Trịnh Ngọc Phương, on behalf of the delegation of National Assembly unit of the Taynan Province, participated in explaining some of the voters' opinions and recommendations, as well as noting down the ideas to submit in the upcoming meeting. And previously, at the People Committee of Thanh Long Commune, Châu Thành District, Mr. Trịnh Ngọc Phương, Provincial Commissioners, Secretary of Tân Biên District Party Committee, National Assembly Deputy of Taynan Delegation has a meeting with voters of districts, departments and armed forces of Thanh Long, Ninh Điền, Hòa Hợi, Hòa Thạnh and Biên Giới communes. At the meeting, voters heard the announcement of the expected agenda of the meeting, the 14th National Assembly, and reports on the results of the number of ministries, central agencies and localities on voters' recommendations in the previous context. At the meeting, Châu Thành District voters suggested that the state should increase the amount of money to support the people in building gratitude houses and raise solidarity houses for the houses to become more solid. It is necessary to pay attention to the issues of property appropriation in illegal banking, the offering medical insurance cards to reserve officers. Some voters' opinions were explained by the National Assembly representatives, Trịnh Ngọc Phương. At the same time, he took notes of the remaining comments and sent them to the competent authorities for consideration and settlement. And on October the 1st of 2019, Human Châu Party Committee held the 18th District Party Executive Committee meeting. The 11th term of 2015 to 2020, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Xuân Hương, member of the Provincial Party Committee, Secretary of the District Party Committee, chaired the meeting. In the third quarter of 2019, Chungmantau District Party Committee focused on leading and directing committees, sectors, unions and people to actively unite and strive to reach some conclusions. Positive results such as the district economy continued to grow well. Accordingly, most of them just met and exceeded the plan. The total state district budget revenue was estimated at nearly 200 billion Vietnam dong, up to 12% over the same period. Industrial and service production and trade continue to maintain stability and development. The value of industry construction production is estimated at nearly 9,000 billion Vietnam dong. 76 party members have been admitted and about 39 party members badges have been awarded. Mobilized the For the Poor funds to raise more than 1,350 million Vietnam dong and awarded about 30 houses with a value of over 1 billion Vietnam dong. The administrative reform and the strengthening of organizational structure have been well implemented. Concluding the conference, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Xuân Hương, Secretary of District Party Committee, suggested that in the last 3 months of 2019, the Party Committee at all levels focused on reviewing the targets, drastically deploying solutions to achieve and exceeding the targets set by the resolutions, while performing budget collection work, encourage the development of cooperatives and cooperative groups in the locality, continue to strictly control African swine fever, mobilize the people to participate in health insurance, and take good care of social security policies, and especially at the end of the year. The Steering Committee for Building New Style Rural Areas in Hoa Thanh District, headed by Mr. Lê Hồng Vân, Chairman of the District People's Committee, had a meeting to supervise the progress of new style rural construction in Trung Hoa Commune. According to the plan, in 2019, Trung Hoa Commune has been invested nearly 52 billion Vietnam dong. The provincial capital is more than 23 billion Vietnam dong. The district capital is over 27 billion Vietnam dong. The people contribute nearly 1.7 billion Vietnam dong. And according to the report, Trung Hoa Commune has basically completed 16 over 19 new rural construction targets. There are 3 targets that have not been achieved as transport, income and health. At the meeting, Mr. Lê Hồng Vân highly appreciated the efforts of the party committee, authorities and the people of Trung Hoa Commune in building the new style rural area. At the same time, members of the Steering Committee for New Rural Construction in the district have solutions and instruction to help Trung Hoa Commune fulfill the criteria and keep pace with the launch of the new rural commune. And ladies and gentlemen, the Board of Budgets and Economic Tenant People's Council had just had a meeting with the Department of Planning and Investment to the implementation of the medium-term public investment plan for the period of 2016 and 2020 in the province. Mr. Mai Văn Hải, Head of Economic and Budget Board of Provincial People's Council, chaired the conference. The report of the Department of Planning and Investment of Tainan shows that the total of medium-term public investment capital in the period of 2016 to 2020 in the province is over 13,000 billion Vietnam dong. Up to now, it has been over 10,000 billion Vietnam dong, reaching about 80% of the plan. Regarding the medium-term public investment plan for the 2016 and 2020 period to be urgently implemented at all levels, with the transitions from short-term and annual plans to medium-term plans, the allocation of public investment capital complies with the principles, criteria, norms, and comply with the priority objectives. As a result, investment resources are mobilized and allocated effectively, contributing to implementation of the province's socio-economic development targets set in the 2016 to 2020 period. And the first days of the tournament in the International Tennis Championship ITF World Tennis Tour Haitan Cup 2019 kicked off in Tainan City in the province of Tainan on October the 1st of 2019. In the first single match of the field, the player Trần Linh Giang entered badly with consecutive errors of hitting the ball and losing 1-6 in the first set when meeting the opponent from Japanese and is the seed number 5 Takahashi. Despite trying hard in the second set, but before the seed number 5 Takahashi, Linh Giang continued to lose 4-6 and stopped. In another duel, Daniel Nguyen and Trần Linh Giang were not much difficult to overcome 2 players, Billy Harris and Nguyễn Văn Phương. The tournament is in the category of ITF World Tennis Tour taking place in hard outdoor surface with a prize money to $25,000 marks the opening for the 2019 ITF system run by Vietnam Tennis Federations. The event is held jointly by the VTF in collaboration with the Tây Ninh Province Department of Culture, Sport and Tourism at Hải Đăng Tennis Playground Complex and lasts to October number 13. Featuring competition in men's single and men's doubles. The second day on October 2nd with the participation on top Vietnamese tennis players Lý Hoàng Nam, the best tennis players of Vietnam. We promise to offer dramatic matches as well as high professional quality. All of the mainstream matches will be televised live on TTV 11 of the TayNinh radio and television station and its networks and fanpage. And that's all for the news of today. Thank you for joining us and see you more next time.